Hey folks, I'm Mike. Do you hate ads? I hate ads. You know what I like? Patreon.com/Inkdependence. It keeps this blog ad-free. Hello folks, welcome to Inkdependence.com. Today we are taking a look at some paper. This is the Ghost Paper Stationery set. Lisa Vanness at Vanness Pins was kind enough to hook me up with a pack of this at the Triangle Pin Show in 2019, so just a couple of days ago. And as you can see, they're doing embossing on this paper. So the cool thing about these is that there's just no printed lines. On the envelopes, you've got these 3 embossed lines for your address lines. Nothing up here for the return, but you know, whatever, that's fine. Also, these envelopes open at the end, so they remind me of like those cash pouches you would get like when you went to the bank back in the day. Maybe you still do, I don't know. So there we go. Those are the envelopes. The paper is a bit of a wonky size, I think. It doesn't actually list the size anywhere online or on the packaging of this paper. And it's slightly different. So this is an A5 notebook. And this is just slightly different in every direction, which is or both directions, I suppose, which is kind of interesting. Measuring it is 15 by 19 centimeters. The inches get a little bit wonky, and there's a bunch of decimals or whatever, so like who cares? But it's 15 by 19 centimeters. It's a perfectly cromulent size for for writing letters and such. On the paper, we have the same deal with the embossing and debossing. This gives you these ghosted lines. There's on that side, of course, debossed on this side. There you go, you can see it especially up here. But this gives the paper a really interesting look and feel. When I write letters and when I write anything really, I need a little bit of structure, or else my writing just goes everywhere. I'm not good at writing in a straight line and keeping spacing well, and so I usually will use a guide sheet underneath. That's my cheat. Everybody uses that cheat probably, but this one gives you the look of blank writing paper, unless you look closely or like go like this, then you can see the lines. But it does give you it gives it a nice look. It's an interesting idea, and these packs are going for currently $10 at Vanness's website. The normal price is $20, but these got in shipping or some such. These the little corner here that contains the envelopes got ripped, so they're deeply discounting them. That has no effect on the actual paper or the envelopes. So if you're interested in this, I'd say get some at $10 instead of $20. That seems like the right thing to do, right? Okay, so I have tested this out with a whole bunch of different kinds of writing implements. So let's zoom in and see some of those. All right, so here's a close-up look. So I started out with this Faber-Castell Andorro. This has a medium, what do I have here? A medium nib, yep. And it felt a little bit draggy on the nib. This paper, it doesn't really have a texture so much as it's not coated. It's not like perfectly smooth or anything like that. And so it gives you a little bit of feedback. It's not unpleasant, but it is there. It's not like, it's not like that, writing on glass feeling you get sometimes with fancy papers and fountain pens. A little bit of a drag. Similarly, a little bit of a drag here, but not so bad because this double broad sig is quite smooth, although not crazy wet. You get a little bit of the shimmer from that, but not a whole lot standing out there. Lamy Crystal worked fine from this Korean CI I just got, and with the extra fine here, it was okay. It wasn't great. I don't know exactly why. I mean, it looks fine, but it wasn't blowing up my world there. This is Monteverde Horizon Blue, which is one of my favorite blue inks, and yeah, I got a little bit of feathering and a little bit of spread from this one. It just was, it's like a decently wet nib with a decently wet ink, and so this paper was a little bit marginal on that one. It's not terrible. I think it looks nice and bold on this paper, but you do get little feathers here, like in this area. Ballpoints. This is a Jetstream ballpoint that I've gotten this Mark 1, and this felt really great with this Jetstream. This paper is awesome for ballpoint writing. I enjoyed that quite a lot. In fact, sometimes Jetstream, especially as like .05, can feel a little bit small and sort of get lost. And this paper like really felt good with a ballpoint. Feels good here with the Atoya gel pen as well. A little bit draggy on this one too. I'm not sure exactly why. Maybe it's just a thicker ink or something like that. And then pencils. I didn't have any problem writing on this with pencils. Seems good with pencils. I don't have a whole lot of smearing or smudging or what have you. But unlike with the pens, the embossed lines did break up the pencil lines just a little bit when you cross the line. So you can see the breaks there. Not a big deal. It's probably just because you don't press down with a pencil, and so just skate it across the embossed line instead of going into it like a pen does. So, yep, pencil's good. Gel pens, pretty good. Ballpoint's great. Fountain pens, a little hit or miss, but not terrible. I wanted to try out the other side as well because the other side feels different. It's a little bit rougher, at least to my finger, and it also felt rougher on the nib. This is one of my Parker dual fold pens, and I love this nib, and it just felt a little bit rougher. It was no big deal, and I didn't have any bleed through. I mean, you can't see that ink here. So the only bleed through I actually got was from this Tasha Aka pen up here. Even the Monteverde, which is right in this area, only had a couple little spots come through. For some reason, Aka wanted to come through here. I don't really know why. Who knows? Sometimes inks and papers just don't get along super well. So the final verdict on this for me is that it works pretty darn well with just about all the writing implements I put on here. I didn't try out a Sharpie or anything on here because it's not gonna take it well, I don't think. And so you write a letter in Sharpie, probably not. But with fountain pens and ballpoints and pencil and all that sort of thing, works perfectly well. I actually really like this deboss side for write. I think it was fun to write on it with the lines that are slightly raised. Anyway, pretty darn cool thing, and especially in a stationery set. I like a stationery set because it encourages me to write letters. I've got paper and envelopes that match. They are roughly in the same numbers. You get 15 envelopes and 20 pieces of paper for $10. Not terrible, I don't think, and it's a cool idea. So check that out. I would say if you like this, don't sleep on it. Go and get yourself some at $10 instead of paying $20 maybe in the future. Maybe it'll cost a little bit less. I'm not really sure how Vanness is gonna price it when it comes back with the undamaged one, but I don't care about this. This is not $10 worth of damage to me, right? So there you go. Thanks very much to Vanness Pens for letting me try out this paper. To my pen pals out there, maybe you'll get some letters on this because this is cool stuff. Maybe it'll make me write some more letters. I need to do better at that. All right, folks. You can follow me on the Instagrams as @InkDependence. You can follow me on Twitter as @Madison. Obviously, you know where my YouTube channel is. And you can find me on Twitch at twitch.tv/InkDependenceMike, where I am occasionally playing video games. Like, comment, subscribe, become a patron, etc., etc. I will see y'all later. Peace out.